Everything's fine now. Do not panic. We're in the desert. Everything's cool.
Do not adjust your TV set.
What if I want to?
No.
Then you can, Ian. You're free to do so.
Thanks, Laura. Appreciate that.
Okay, no, stop looking at monsters. Okay, so, hi. Welcome back to Do Warforged Dream of Electric Sheep. I'm Darren, the DM, and you guys can do your honest. Yeah, okay. Do your thing, guys.
I'm Emmy. I play Isidora.
I'm Ian. I play Rizbit.
I'm Laura. I play Coda.
I'm Andrew. I play Virion. That may be the fastest we've ever done that.
Oh,
yeah,
for
look,
sure.
We're so no nonsense today. We're just going right for it.
Neil's on here.
This is despite Neil, because he can make out of stupid.
I'm kidding. I love you,
Neil.
It's on record
all
now,
despite
Amy.
Neil.
It's on record.
Everything we do tonight must be despite Neil, because he told me that we could not get out of Matthias's camp today because we'd be faffing about, and I will prove him wrong.
It's okay. Rizbit will pick all the locks.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. This is great.
Rizbit will search for traps.
Yeah, but you see, this is what I said earlier. If you guys do leave and like do everything, it's just doing what he wants, because deep down he knows it's like, oh, that'll just make everyone do everything I want.
Psychology. Okay, guys, we're not leaving Matthias's camp, okay? New plan.
We're not allowed to advance the plot.
No more plot.
Beat up any plot, guys.
Let's go to the beach and have a picnic.
Yeah, lovely time.
It's
Yeah,
the
cool.
desert. It's all beach.
But there's no sea, so it's not beach, it's just sand.
Well, if we march out to where Yuria was, then there should be water out there.
There should, you're right. I feel like there won't be, because we're in
I feel
a
like there won't be
horrible
either.
pocket dimension, but you know.
So how about we leave Matthias's camp immediately and go east, because that's where the water is,
I
and
mean,
there's
out of
no
character,
like
I
plot
would
stuff.
love to go to Yuria. I really want to see that.
So do I.
Should we tell the stream what the fuck we're talking about?
Oh, yeah! Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did not have a chance to put up the Saturday's video because I've literally been work every day and been busy every evening, so I haven't had a chance to edit it. I'm very sorry. Darren, do you want to do a recap?
Hold on, let me think.
No.
Well,
So did you guys?
the
So
last
you guys-
stream would have seen would have been us getting arrested. Well,
Surrounded by
Warforged.
Warforged with.
Okay. Oh wow, jeez, we covered a lot on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was good session. Yeah. So basically, when we last left our heroes, they were surrounded by Warforged, weird nomadic, sand people. Only talked in binary, dial tones and such. Thankfully, Vigilance was there to translate. They quested with them to find and defeat an infected Warforged who was retreating to the far east, I believe. Yes, east, to report back to where their community enclave, had basically their home, to rat them out to their evil master kind of thing. And the party helped. They had some interesting fights. They had some interesting discoveries. We found a temple, or chapel temple, what have you, to the torchbearers that Rizbit found with his quick thinking.
My quick feet.
His quick feet, his quick thinking, and good old-fashioned gravity. Let's see what else. We found a fancy book that might have accidentally mentioned that some of the beloved torchbearers died. They were successful in their mission. They defeated the crazy Warforged that turned into a multi-faced gigantic tar monster that had also kind of a shotgun barrel for a chest at one point. Shot Coda. It was really fun. It missed, sadly. No, yeah. Then the Warforged brought them back to their home. They met their leader Matthias, who appears to be a seeker. That is indeed a dull black color, which I left out last week because I'm a silly boy. He was in possession of a cube that was much like the one that I think Virion now holds. On top of that, he put them all in a cage that Coda loved. He loved it so much he wanted to stay there forever. They had chats.
About Rizbit with that.
Rizbit had a fun time. He was just content. He was having a good old time with friends. They had a chat. Matthias didn't. I was going to use the T word, trust. Didn't kill them all. They talked about the Great Beast to the east, and how they reckon.
I thought it was the beast to the west. I was thinking the beast to the east would be way cooler, but that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was definitely the east. Because maybe I never specifically said it beast is to the east, but the Warforged was fleeing to the beast, and the Warforged was going east. So that's probably again when my brain never made.
I'm pretty sure I was like, saying to Amy on Saturday, like, wouldn't it be great if it was the beast
Yeah,
to the east?
we were.
Yeah, no, I'm
totally under the impression it was in the east. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just made that part up in my head.
No, yeah, I don't think I ever blatantly said like the beast is to the east. I think it was more a case of the Warforged is reporting to the beast, and it is indeed traveling east. So yeah, that's cool. You know, details, whatever. That's grand. They had a chat. They reckon that a cube is in the beast area, and that cube combined with the one Virion is currently holding, the one that Matthias is currently holding, could help the current situation. They had a chat. They were let go. The cage was just reduced back down as the ingots that it sprouted from, and kind of, yeah, we kind of just literally left it there. I think after some hashtag fake deep chats with Matthias about like what the world is, and we kind of have some running theories. So yeah, that's kind of it.
It's the future. It's the past. It's an interdimensional sinkhole, and it all sucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also magic cubes.
Magic cubes. Also, Amy loves timey-wimey interdimensional.
Yeah, love it.
I
but
do
yeah,
legitimately love it. So like.
Oh yeah, same. I do.
I love the like range between the two of you. Just Amy just being completely done, and you'd be like, "Eat time."
What is it good for? Absolutely not.
Say it again.
Hashtag
Rizbit is right.
Why is Rizbit right again?
Rizbit's got the best ideas of it all.
That's true. Rizbit was throwing out some fucking series.
I mean, Rizbit is always hashtag right, so I guess.
Rizbit's gonna retire to be like a novelist who writes about interplanar, parallel universe science fiction.
In all crayon.
But it's only 4 pages, or 4 words per page, so his books are fucking huge.
Yeah, pretty much.
So guys, you stand in the city of the dregs. What will you do?
Darn, I'm going right to the forge. So directly there. Do not pass go, do not collect 200, I'm going right to the forge. Oh good, there's a big old red thing.
Is Matthias still with us, or has he gone back to his longhouse?
He's gone back to his longhouse, which is in the center here.
Is it still night?
You are under a mountain, Isidora, you cannot tell.
What I mean is, have we gone to rest, or is this the same? Is this just after we've gotten out of the cage and we're doing just fine?
You got out of the cave. Yeah, I think technically, you guys were gearing up for a rest, but we haven't taken it. If you know what I mean.
Right. Okay. Cool.
That is fine. I'm going to the forge.
Whatever for, dear Laura.
Because it's been out of character, 3-4 months since I've been able to touch a forge, and man, I miss it.
I'm itching for some forge.
Yeah,
so Coda's just gonna go in, close the door, and he's like, "My love, it's been too long."
We're finally alone.
I'm actually going to interrupt your alone time and go with you because wandering off in the middle of the city is stupid.
Oh, I legitimately did not see that comment.
Stop walking off by yourself. Just stop doing it.
Going far, just going to the forge.
Did that?
One sec, I have to get the front door, guys.
She does the thing where she points at her eyes and then she points at his eyes.
I don't understand.
What it means is she's keeping both of her eyes on you.
Terribly sorry. Do continue.
Oh, good. Oh, yes. Well,
Is it the conga line?
If you want to go to the forge, go to the forge. But you're not going alone.
Aww, that's nice.
Alright, but you don't like fire, and it's quite.
I don't.
Here.
I'll make do. Okay.
I'll go to the forge with her. You can with him. Sorry. You can stay with Virion if you want.
I was planning on going to speak to Matthias.
Okay, I'll come with you then, because once again, wandering off by ourselves, not cool.
I have Corvus with me.
I think it's cool.
It's okay, Darren. We split the party anyway.
And we do have two squishies over there on their own.
I mean, yeah, okay.
You say that like you're not squishy.
Yeah, I'm actually, you know what? I'm squishier than you. I was gonna say at least like I'm a fighter, and like no, I've still got way less AC and HP.
Oh, actually, hold on. Before we even continue, Laura, can you remind me of your max HP?
45.
45. Okay, I don't think it's that severe.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
What? I told you.
No. If I remember correctly, someone wrote like it's like unrelated to this campaign, but I'm pretty sure a level 1 character I know of has like near enough like it's already catching up with Coda in terms of HP.
Did they take the toughness feat or like that feat that gives you extra health at level 1 or something like that?
I don't think so. 1 second. Maybe I misread this sheet, but I glanced at it and I was like, that's not that number, is it? Or maybe I'm thinking of something.
Monday?
Yeah. Or maybe it's Call of Cthulhu. I'm thinking of. 1 second. But yeah, do continue, guys, while I open this PDF. What's the 411? No,
Well,
never mind.
we're in 2 groups, and both groups are doing different things, so it's whichever group goes first, I guess.
Yeah, who do you want to deal with first?
Sure, let's see what happens in the Forge of Fun.
I want to go to the Forge of Fun.
You go across town. It's cold, quiet, and kind of windy. You know, the wind through the
I go with Coda.
You also feel the cold and the wind and the quiet. As you progress through the city, like basically the further you get from the Long, like basically the house of operations that Matthias would reside in, you feel eyes watching you from the shadows, kind of thing.
What's
Like, you know,
new, Darren?
I mean, like it's not all about you, Coda. Jeez. No, yeah, like you kind of see like, you know, eyes in the dark, and when they kind of like the heads lean forward, you can see it's Warforged kind of thing. But like as the further you get away from the center, you notice that it happens less and less. And when you basically arrive at the forge, like it seems to be kind of like, you know, a ghost town, just dead quiet. You can just hear the wind like, and you know, bits of sand and stuff and dirt and rock kind of blow through the mountain. And yeah, before you is what looks like a very elaborate, very old, clearly hasn't been used in a long time, forge. Or like blacksmith's home like building. You haven't gone in here. The door is closed.
I'm gonna try the door. I'm gonna be optimistic and just like try the door handle.
Yeah, you kind of hear like a, and you hear like, you know, the door swings open, and you kind of hear like one of the hinges crack and break off from swinging the door open. But before you is a very large room. The actual forge, you know, bit is incredibly elaborate. There's loads of gears, cogs, pulleys, strings. It's not lit. It's not burning. There's a lot of ash in the area that you would light it. But you are optimistic, and it looks like a very operational, like has the potential to become an operational forge.
I mean, I guess I do the thing.
You switch it on. Unlucky, Laura. There seems to be no materials. You'll have to find them. Basically, investigate.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Can I assist?
You may indeed, friend.
Does.
Hold on, so let me check my investigation. Yeah, it is. That's meant to be +1. I thought I hit 1. So 13, Darren.
13. Yeah, that does indeed grant. Wait, how's it 13? I don't see no dice rolls.
Yeah, roll 20's been really weird. It went down for me a minute ago, but now it's kind of back.
I will F5 this shizzle, but 13 does indeed grant
I'm gonna
advantage.
refresh as well because mine's
Has
weird.
other people seen my 13?
I haven't, no.
Damn it.
Take your full shit in. How about that?
What?
Take your full shit. There's no such thing as a 13. You lied.
There's no such thing as a 13.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a screenshot of it.
You can get a 13 on a D20. I don't have to screenshot it. I trust you. It's grand.
13s don't
Okay.
exist.
I was merely jesting. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh
I see
yeah,
it
no,
now,
there
I
it
see
is.
it
Yeah, I see it there now. Yeah, I see it.
Yay!
Cool. Yeah, that grants advantage to roll away, do you?
now. Ooh, not a great 14.
No, it's not too
God
bad.
damn
You
it.
spend about like maybe 25 minutes kind of like searching high and low, and you eventually find like what would be considered like a storage house out the back. You know, Rizbit's like, hey buddy, it's over here. You guys both kind of like, the door hasn't been used in a long time. Kind of an iron door. It's kind of like heavy duty. And kind of like, pull it open, get wood, spend time like, Coda, I'm assuming, instructing Rizbit how to start it all up, because I know Rizbit's kind of like, a fighter, warrior type. You've probably been around a forge or two, but this particular forge seems more like kind of, up the likes of Coda's alley, if you know what I mean specifically.
Yeah.
So, like he kind of is like, hey buddy, you got to put this here, and when I pull this lever, you hit that, and after about like 40 minutes total, you guys, it's up and running. Your quest line updated, restore the forge has been sorted. So, Coda, what would you like to do?
I'm just gonna start working on the thing we discussed earlier.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, you're
the secret chats of secretness. Do I GM roll or will I just roll out in the open?
you can roll if you want, yeah.
It's
And while you're rolling,
Sorry.
it depends how long do you guys like. And not in a retconny way, but like, what if people have been like, hey, in an hour, meet back here,
Right, yeah. Well,
Like,
I probably
you
went
guys have
there with the
discussed it?
intention of being there for like several hours. But I mean, if Rizbit wants to, if he's gonna be like, Auntie, we have to regroup, we should stay with the people, then I won't stay for too long.
No, like they know where we are. So once they finish with Matthias, they can come find us.
So will I make 2 rolls, Darren?
Yeah, 2 rolls.
That's 2 successes.
Cool. We're going to pause it to 2 successes. Virion, you enter Matthias's longhouse. The Warforged guards kind of like nod as you approach. Isidora in tow, I believe. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. So he's as you enter, he kind of like looks up from his chair, as if like, yes.
Hello. I was hoping you could give us some information about this beast, because I feel it is very likely that we are going to end up fighting it in the near future, and I would like to be prepared. So what is it? How long has it been here? And yeah, where, like, we need something more specific than east.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna flick back to the map just so I can kind of like circle roughly where it's meant to be. Yeah, the beast has been around since the wars, really. A tall, gargantuan creature. Drips tar, absorbs those it, swipes away with its beastly claws. It's quite tall, rather tall. Like, you've been to Yuria, right?
Yes.
It could peek over the wall.
That is quite large.
It is certainly not small, friend. Yeah, around there, kind of like, basically, kind of like on the opposite side of Dagda.
When we emerged from Dagdom originally, my friend here, Corvus, he went out to have a little fly around. He saw a large lumbering object in the distance that was slowly moving. Could this have been the beast, or is there something else out there?
I'll be honest, it could be the beast, it could be part of the beast. Our scouts who have ventured furthest east, like the likes of, I believe you refer to them as 6, they explored the east quite vigorously. If you tend to kind of go in smaller packs, like 1 or 2, that sort of thing, it's obviously easier because there's less of you to sneak in between the creatures. It's The sightings are rare, but it appears that like large clumps of the beast have fallen off and scurry about the map. Like not the map, scurry about the land. Yeah, it's like it could like they're kind of a. Hold on, let me think of it. Like kind of a large cone shape with many legs. You know, like scurry across the sand. Very large creatures, very large.
So
And you know,
you're
kind of the size of a
saying
house.
that fighting the beast may cause it to simply break apart into more enemies?
Theoretically, yes. I believe the shapes your companion might have seen might have been like leftovers. You know, like air quotes from our original skirmishes with the beast, like you know, years ago. Because to my knowledge, the beast doesn't age, or like much like myself and you know the Warforged. It seems to like we've never seen or like heard tale of one like you know dying of old age, or if one has like you know the desert has consumed the corpse long before we've ever found it. So at the moment we operate under the assumption that much like us, it never seems to die.
So your men tend not to focus attacking on the beast, but have you ever fought one of the smaller pieces that roam the sands?
Personally, no. After we came here, I kind of set up shop and dedicated all of my resources to helping the community. When we originally encountered the beast, bits of it fell off, and again, like during those days, the entire continent was a battlefield. There would have been. I've heard tell of such things, but I personally have never engaged with one of the like you know fallen pieces or anything.
So you wouldn't know of any specific weaknesses that they would have from a combat point of view, but does the beast...
Oh no, I know. Yeah, well, sorry, no, it's not to interrupt you, but no, we know it doesn't like lightning. Hence why our bolts, or not our bolts, our bolts or crossbow bolts are imbued with it. It seems to like dislike it so a little bit more than usual. Maybe it's not particularly weak to it, but it certainly doesn't enjoy it more than the other, you know, attacks we've done on it. So that's why it was a case of like, it's better than nothing. We'll just try that, and we haven't regretted it since. The infected, you know, brothers and sisters, they go down pretty quick with the electrified bolts. I've seen a few of the more like magically inclined of the Warforged take on. Well, that fell apart. Take a few of the more mutated monstrosity-esque versions of it down with lightning-orientated spells. So, lightning. There's probably something else. Again, we don't really have like a lot of field research because for the others to engage with it, it is quite a case of like they could get wounded, they might survive, which is obviously great, but the infection could be lying dormant and they risk the chance of infecting everyone. So it's a case of like we kill it, we leave, we don't have time to sit around and study it, sort of thing.
Very good. That may be helpful.
Do you even know what it is, where it came from?
When the squid-like creatures arrived, and all hell, in quotations, broke loose. You know, the sentient crystals, the Civil War. One theory is that the non-mechanicals brought it or whatever through, as they have a long history with messing with the dark. Like stretching back to long before Yuria fell, there was evidence, there was reports of them tapping into areas they shouldn't have. I personally am of the belief that they conjured it forth, but a lot of people like to believe that when the separate war that we got kind of dragged into between the sentient crystals and the weird creatures happened, that it was kind of like a byproduct that got pulled in with them as well. I'm genuinely not 100% sure, but it was one or the other. Like, we didn't do it because, you know, come on.
Okay. So, aside from the lightning, are there any places that you know of that the beast avoids? that it may have a weakness or aversion to that you just haven't thought of applying to combat yet?
You guys have seen the gigantic, tall, like black obelisk in the center, right? Like near the center of the desert.
Yeah.
Out of character, have we like seen that?
Oh yeah, that
Obviously-
thing. Like even when you guys left Agdam, you could see in the distance. Kind of.
Okay.
It doesn't venture far west because it knows we reside here somewhere, but it doesn't ever attack us outright because it doesn't know our exact location, which leads me to believe that it's either weakened or possibly on the verge of death, from maybe the old age thing, or maybe it's wounds from the wars. I'm unsure, but it doesn't venture our side unless it knows where we are, which is why we're so, cutthroat on, cutting down the infected. But also, I've never seen any of the creatures, the stalkers, the infected, go near the center. But then again, neither have we, because anytime we do, the sandstorms start to pick up, the throbbing in your head starts, and it just always came across as bad juju that we don't need.
So you don't know what it is?
No.
Well, that is all the questions that I had. Isidora, do you want to know anything else?
What about the cube? What about the cube? Is that where the beast is? Is it in a location close to it?
You found one in Dagdam, correct?
Mm.
Before we came to this
Yes,
place.
not here. Other Dagdam.
Well, I found mine in Dagdam. I've searched Yuria, and I couldn't find one. So that's 2.
You think it's in a city?
Well, we found one in Dagdam. I've searched Yuria, like I've been here quite some time. I think if we see again, when I first searched Yuria, all that was there was Madmen, but when I first searched it, there was residue of the tar. It's now gone, I'm assuming, like the weather or maybe the Madmen have claimed it or destroyed it. So I think perhaps there was a cube there that has been taken, perhaps by the beast, or perhaps by a tar monster. Maybe, not tar monster, one of the infected kind of things. Perhaps it doesn't even remotely reside anywhere in the beast. But you've seen the power of 1 cube. 2 cubes is good, but I'd say 3 could really give us some, I don't know, could really help with the current situation everyone's in. Because they seem to amplify, like, magical power. And one is, like, you can see what it's pretty good. 2 is pretty good, like, very, very good. And 3, I'd imagine, would be very much a force to be reckoned with.
Okay. Well, Coda has gone to work in your forge, and based on past experience, he'll probably be gone for a few hours. So if you're not too busy, could you give me a little bit more instruction in how to use the cube? I'm still having some issues.
That could be arranged.
I would offer to pay you, but I don't think you have much use for gold.
No, such things have no meaning here. Not anymore, anyway. Right. It's kind of like screen fading to black, and it's like, open your mind. Izzy, is there anything specific you'd like to do while kind of like time clicks forward, the forging and the thingy?
I'm going to observe this lesson for a bit, take some things in, but she's also going to poke her head out, and we said that, or rather Matthias said we could just pick a house to rest in for the night, but what I want to gauge is sort of like the state of these houses. Where are people actually living? How are they living? To be honest, if people are willing, she'll probably chat with some people, see if she can get a feel of the situation from them.
Ooh, I'm into it.
If Izzy doesn't mind, Virion is going going to like let Corvus go with her in case she gets into trouble.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what happened to you? Don't split the party. Don't go anywhere alone. I'm gonna go somewhere alone.
Well, I changed my mind. Fuck you.
She's not.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
only
not
because
Izzy's allowed because Izzy's the adult.
This is true.
Yeah, so I'm trying to gauge time. Right, Izzy,
Mhm.
you kind of strolled around town. Like, essentially, the closer you are to the center, there seems to be more and more people. The buildings seem more occupied. You can see them sticking their heads out. You can see, like, other sentries up on roofs, like, with spears, with bows, kind of thing, like, watching you as you walk. Not in, like a malicious way, but just kind of like, oh, there is indeed someone walking here. Interesting. Who's clearly, obviously, not from around here. That sort of thing.
Sorry to interrupt. Are they all, like, dressed up like they're, like, 6 and the others were in the guards at the house where like, they're ready for a fight?
Yeah.
Or is anyone a bit different?
Not everybody. A lot of the people on, like, the ground floor, the people residing in buildings, kind of, like, looking out as you walk by, kind of look like, just, for lack of a better term, like, regular Warforged, whereas the ones who are on the roofs, who you might assume are, like, in the guard kind of status of things, are very much like 6, where they have, like, ponchos. They're, like, kind of all decked out in ragtag, roped together weaponry. Like, the spears are, like, wooden or metal shafts, like, with obscure, like, crooked bits of metal grafted to them, that sort of thing. It's not like, they're not perfect weapons. The only thing that ever looks really, really nice is the crossbows they have. Everything else is kind of like, post-apocalyptic, cobbled together sort of thing.
Okay. I'm going to nod in greeting as I pass by.
Yeah, most of them return it. They're pretty easygoing. Like, they're more curious than anything else. It's like, oh, this person isn't around here, but, like, no one outright, like, walks up and is like, hey, we don't like your kind around these parts.
I hope Izzy's not getting shanked.
No. Never. I'd never do that. The state of the place is the inside of the buildings, like the ones that you can peer in, like, a lot of them don't have doors. The windows have been clearly, like, blown out, or just they weren't bothered putting in, like, say, glass or anything like that. Some of them have a bit of a light source. You can see, like, mini fires or, like, magical bursts coming from them. Their inside's kind of, like, clean enough as far as, like, a shanty town, roped together kind of feel. The further you get out, say closer to the entrance or just, like, away from the center, kind of get a bit more dirty. Like, the side of buildings, the alleyways, you can see lots of scrap has just kind of been piled up, dumped there. There's always seems to be a few people with wheelbarrows bringing, like, scrap to and around, like, Matthias's area.
Okay.
They kind of, like, seem to be piling metal with metal, the bits of wood with wood, that sort of thing, like, kind of like, keeping the elements separated, that sort of thing. But for all other than that, it's like it's a roped together shanty town. Like, the walls are made out of, like, metal wood, and, like, it's like the earth has been pulled up and molded as, like, the base, and then, like, they've stuck wood in and sheet metal, that sort of thing. And anyone you, like, kind of like, hello, they seem to kind of, like, acknowledge or, like, at least respond in, like, either a neutral or friendly manner. No one seems outright, like, aggressive or kind of like, who's this?
If I head back to the center and I stop to talk to someone, will they stop to talk to me, or will they just sort of acknowledge me and keep moving?
No, they'd stop. Like, if you're kind of like, oh, hello, they'd kind of like, oh, this person, yes, hello.
What I want to do is I just want to, like, get a feel for what the general populace thinks of the situation, like us being here and what they know or think about the beast or that kind of thing.
Yeah, from, like, interviewing a few of the locals, in true, like, Esme would be so proud, more files for the case, on the case. It's very much, it's always been like this. We're used to it. Like, there's the general attitude is kind of glum, like, not doom and gloom or anything, but just kind of like, we're used to it. This is, like, we can live, like, as long as we can remember, and, like, our memory banks kind of get worse as every day goes on. And deteriorate over time. We need to constantly repair things. Supplies are getting low. We have to, like, stockpile certain things in case they ever find us, and we can convert it into materials to defend ourselves. So it's a case of, like, always living in fear, but we've been living in fear for so long that it's kind of become like the status quo, and now people are just kind of like in this, like shrug emoji, like fucking life is shit, man.
Okay, fair. As like once this, if this is like a few people, once they finish telling me the story and everything, I'm gonna ask them if they'd like to hear a song.
Yeah, like the concept of hearing music is like, oh yeah, like the ones that you like put forward the offer to are like yes, and if you begin to play that sort of thing, like others kind of flock to it, sort of thing. And I was like, oh, this is great. We haven't had something like this in 10,000 friggin' years.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna take out the lute and she's gonna start playing, and some of it's cheerful and some of it's dour, but she's putting her heart into it because she knows chances are they're never gonna hear anything like this again.
Exactly. Oh, that's nice. I like that. They're like, like a few of them come up after like the show, so to speak, is done, and are like, they thank you to shake your hand. Like, that was really like, thank you, that was lovely.
You're welcome.
A smaller Warforged kind of like hands you an odd necklace that kind of looks like a weird piece of scrap metal has been bent to like what looks like a moon, kind of like a crescent, that sort of thing.
Well, thank you very much.
It's like, no, thank you for the that was lovely. Isidora, in the song of the people. Right, while that's going on, Coda.
Yep.
Basically, I like my logic behind it was like every 3 hours you can get a roll. So you've got 2, so like that's say 6 hours Coda's in the forge. Do you want to go full 12 and get 2 more?
I want to, but I don't want to like keep Rizbit that long. So I'm gonna suggest that we go back to Matthias's place or whatever we're gonna be. Do we know where we're staying? Have we stayed a night here yet? Or
no, not yet. No? Well, no, we did stay a night here. It was in the fucking cage.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Other than that, I like essentially like. I'm not saying this in character or anything, but like fully like just so you're aware, with the intention of like essentially going back to the others with Rizbit, settling in for the night, and then me just going off to the forge alone for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Like not in a like I'm gonna go off and like do my own thing, like not to like put myself in danger, just purely.
Oh no,
like,
no, I know.
I like purely from a mechanical point of view, I want Rizbit to get a rest and not be with me all the time, but I don't mind like going a night without sleep and working on this. So
Rizbit's happy just to sit here and do nothing.
yeah, but he should go back and rest, like.
You can sleep on the floor here.
Oh, that's cute, but no.
The forge is warm. It's probably nicer.
That's true. Actually,
yeah, to be honest. Once,
actually, I'll send my bird. I'll send my little bird to the others and just let them know that I'm planning to stay in the forge if they want to join me or us or whatever. But
yeah, actually, once Isidora's finished and the crowd is dispersed, she'll head up to the. No, she'll peek in and see how Virion's doing, and then if he's doing okay, she'll head to the forge.
Well, that's very.
That's
shit!
Right?
Yeah, you can like jump forward in the owl. Yeah.
How roughly do I? So I won't know roughly how many. I'll just make my little roll anyway. Another success. So that is 5 successes.
Nice. Yeah, it's getting late, kind of thing. You're kind of like, oh boy, good day's work. You kind of like, look at this weird attachment. Like, it's you spent the entire day, like, going 110%. Coda's making up for past, time. He hasn't, like, time he hasn't spent at the forge. The device is pretty much there. You reckon you'd probably have to spend a couple more hours in the morning just attaching it, and then it is friggin' good to go.
Cool. Well, if I feel like I'm nearly there, I suppose I will sleep. If it's a matter of I can finish this up in the morning.
Yeah, like, it's a case like you get
to. It's a matter of like, I could make it better if I spent the whole night at it. I'll keep going. But if it's a kind of like I've done as much as I can do with the resources I have.
Yeah, like it's a case of that. Like you have the device and it's sitting there, and it's just a case of like, shit, man. All I need to do is like attach that there.
Okay,
And
so there's no more
Ooh.
I can do to make it better with the resources and time and stuff like that.
No. Like,
Okay.
like any of the resources you have available are kind of like, for lack of a better term, basic, which isn't necessarily a negative word. It's just you're kind of like, oh, there's bound to be some more. You look, anything you do find is of fucking terrible quality. Most of it's rusted or just like brittle beyond, like, kick it and it'll fall apart kind of thing. So there's a lot there, but what's actually usable is like just a fraction of what's actually present around you. So it's a case of, oh, I thought there was more. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Use what you got to use. But it's just there. You just need to spend a couple hours in the morning attaching it, kind of sanding down the edges where you tack it on so it looks pretty.
I feel like we definitely don't have time for aesthetics in the desert.
They're desert aesthetics. They're
like, it's
rough
one of those
and
things
sandy.
that's, like, probably going to annoy him, but he will work on the aesthetics when he gets back to reality. Is Corvus a Kenku now?
No, ravens can do that too.
Oh, can they?
But they
Awesome.
just can't do. They can't do it like any word that they've ever heard. Just like simple words.
They're clever birds.
That is rad. Do people come to the forge then, or are we all heading back to the longhouse?
I said I was going to go to the forge once I was done, so I'll peek in and be like, "Hey."
What did you and Virion get up to?
We chatted with Matthias for a bit. We got a little bit of info, and then Virion wanted some instruction on cubage, so I went for a wander. Had a look around the town, talked to some people.
I hope he knows what he's doing with that cube.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Yeah, I mean that's why he's talking to Matthias. He's learning.
What's our plan then? Stay here for the night and leave in the morning?
That sounds fine to me.
To where? What's our goal? To the east?
To the east. We've got a monster to slay.
Do we want to go straight for it?
Well, what I reckon we can do is we can head in that direction, take a look around the area, get an idea of what we're up against, and then make a plan. Does that sound fair?
It's probably the smart thing to do. Part of me does want to, even out of morbid fascination, see Yuria. I don't know if anything there worth seeing though.
Matthias said there was a possibility that there used to be a cube in Yuria, but he thinks the beast might have taken it. But it's possible that someone else did, or that it's still there. So, I mean, if we're really stuck, or we feel like maybe tackling the beast isn't the best option, it's certainly worth a look.
I just wonder if Matthias is being transparent with us.
Maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't.
Is reasonable, but I won't put blind faith in him.
Oh, look! Don't get me wrong. I don't doubt he's keeping things from us, but I guess you don't get to be 10,000 years old by being trusting.
Nope.
Look, I don't like him either. Don't get me wrong.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, no, I just.
Oh, sorry. No, usually there's white noise in the background for like when
No, yeah,
Discord is working for me, and like it suddenly cut out, and I was like, oh, did it break? No, sorry, I just thought it was my Discord crashing. That's all. So, do you guys wish to sleep or disappear into the night? What's the plan, guys?
Has Virion come back to us?
Oh yeah, Virion's done. Virion's happy.
Okay.
Oh dear.
I think that's a good sign.
I mean, it's It's a good sign because I'm not currently playing an evil wizard, but my god, if Alexius had ever gotten this cube.
So does he join us at the forge, or do we join him back at the longhouse?
Um,
Well, I don't
well,
think
yeah,
Matthias is
I
gonna...
finished a little while ago, so I guess I'll come to the forge.
I don't think Matthias is gonna let us rest in the longhouse. Unfortunately. Like we can go, like Isidora pointed out, there's plenty of abandoned houses. We can go to there if you want.
Maybe staying on the outskirts is better. I don't know. I don't mind. I guess when Virion
Why don't we all
arrives, I'll
just stay in the
ask-
forge?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Like, we're already here. Rizbit's already asleep.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. Sorry. I guess when Virion arrives, I'll ask him what he wants to do in the morning.
I would like to see these Madmen of Yuria.
Yeah?
I am morbidly interested in seeing what Yuria looks like in this place, but also they seem like there's something going on there.
What do you mean?
Well, Matthias said that they live out their final days in an endless cycle. That I would just prefer to try and put them to rest if I can. It sounds an awful lot like unfinished business for a ghost or a spectre of some kind.
You think
Oh.
they're trapped like that forever.
I know this may not be the real world, but it would ease my conscience if I could see them to some sort of rest.
Well, then we'll do that. So I guess we rest.
So you guys rest. It's another dreamless night. Anyone who manages to wake up from odd noises will see, like, one or two Warforged peeking in the window at the stranger. That kind of thing. But morning comes. So you guys wish to set off, or is there anything you'd
Well,
like
I
to
was
do
just finish my
minute,
last few bits on my inventory.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Coda kind of
What
gets up.
is it?
Two
We're
more
all
rolls?
here now. What is it?
Darren, is it like 2 more rolls do I have to do, or is it just like I finish it?
Well, you have the capacity to do 2 rolls. You just need a success.
That's barely a success, right? That counts. It's a 10 I have to beat, right?
Yeah, like
Cool.
essentially, like it's not the best success. You probably could have spent maybe half an hour sanding down the edges, filing down the intricacy,
Does it work?
that sort of thing. But all intents and purposes, it works. Well, you haven't tested it technically. You'd have to test fire.
Before I leave the forge, I'm gonna test it.
What is it?
This is how you wake everybody up.
Oh my god, yeah. He's definitely trying to get it done and like before they leave, but he's like, everyone's still asleep. And he's like, oh, I'll just do a bit of finishing off on it. He's definitely gonna wake everyone. Alright. I'm gonna... I should not test this inside the forge. I'll go to the door and just like... I don't want to just also like... yeah.
Yeah, just fire a gun in
Yeah,
a city full of people who hate us.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess
But it's
I'll...
something though.
No, I'm gonna wait till we're outside the city. No, I want to stay with the fortune.
But see, that's a fair point. But consider this argument, Laura, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, I will.
Would Coda?
No. The answer is no. He would not wait, cause he's stupid. No, cause he just really loves making shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna fire it into the mountains.
Yeah, you cock back the hammer, you like go to shoot, and as you shoot, the sparks, all like, the mini contraption, like sparks up and you see lightning bolts arc out like little tiny ones, and you hear and as it fires through the air, you see like, the flashes arcs out and it hits the wall, and it's like you see sparks fly and you're like, nice. So well done.
Yay.
Electric bullets!
Elemental bullets, bitch! I love it.
Nice!
I'm so happy. Okay, cool.
I didn't
now it's
expect
just
you to.
lightning. It's a build up. What were you saying, Darren?
I mean, like, I didn't expect for you to think of using the forge, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be so long until we see another Coda invention. But lo and behold, good rolls and all that jazz. Sure, here we are. The dice delivered. Well done. Well done. Clap, clap. Yeah, that's very cool. I dig it. The loud sound echoes throughout the almost everything. Y'all that have been sleeping are woken up to the familiar sound of Coda's firearm going off. And Coda's like, yeah! Turns around like that's that comic that you love to link, Laura, the Labyrinth guy.
The Labyrinth face.
Yeah, that he's got that face on. Like you guys can just see him. He's like, some of the rooftops, you see some of the Warforged are kind of like peering at you, but kind of like have realized that it's like you using some odd contraption. And you didn't seem to be aiming at any of them, so they're not, coming over with, pitchforks.
No, I'm just crazy man shoot that sky.
What was that noise?
Nothing, it's fine, it's fine. Just testing something.
Okay.
It's fine, I'm just preparing for our inevitable confrontation.
Why'd you say that like you meant it towards like Izzy or something?
I didn't.
Like I totally read that as like, wait a
The day will come when we duel.
Yeah,
one of these days, Isidora.
Day.
Bam! Slap! Straight to the moon.
I already shot Izzy, it's fine.
Yeah, I had my turn. You got other people to shoot now.
I honestly still think Coda holsters his gun like the Romeo and Juliet with DiCaprio. Like the big the flamboyant like spin it around and best movie. But yes, guys. So anything else people wish to do last minute in the early morning, or should we trek off into the wild?
I'm good to go.
Yeah, cool. All right, I take that as like, yeah, cool. All right. So you guys approach like the entrance. They can see you're clearly like, oh, these people are wearing all their outgoing outside ponchos. They might be going outside, The Warforged near the entrance kind of sticks his arm into that weird mechanism from this side. And you hear all the gears turn to clock. And he pulls his arm out and you see the door slightly, like, not the door, but the entrance gates kind of like opening enough for you guys to get out in a second, and they're closed instantly behind you.
As the doors close, I turn to the others and I'm like, how do we get back in?
Knock?
Perhaps we won't need to.
Ah, true. We got
Well, we need
cross
the
that bridge when we come to it.
Well, he'll have to let us in.
Oh, Virion, how was class?
Class was very good.
Yeah?
I feel like I can safely use the cube. As long as I don't actually, there's no way to say this in character. As long as I don't crit, everything will be fine.
Oh dear.
So as long as you don't overdo it.
Pretty much.
Alright,
Just be
cool.
careful, we know how powerful that thing is.
Like, Virion has very good reason to suspect that using the cube makes wild magic surges much more likely.
Virion's a crazy man. Go away, fly. Stop that. Oh, yes, hold on. Let me change the map real quick. So, guys, you guys are about here. So, what's the plan, chaps? Where are we going?
Yuria.
Well, if people want to go to Yuria, it's kind of on the way, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, while we're passing through.
Onward to Yuria we go.
This is the boost in confidence I need. Seeing my home destroyed.
We'll find your parents' shop. It'll be great.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I think that'll happen for sure.
Well, look at the bright side. Maybe it's an alternate dimension where your family wasn't successful and you all died in poverty and there's no trace of you.
Are you saying that in character?
No.
I was so hoping Izzy was just coming out with that absolute slapstick, like no, Coda, I get it. You literally just created.
So Amy has to step up to the plate and be the bitch to me today.
See, that's it. That's it. Amy just sits back and she's just like, "Oh, Neil's doing it. It's fine. I don't have to shine." But that was just, oh boy. I'm so glad we have that on audio record now forever.
Oh dear.
This is unrelated, but I just noticed the Warforged hand has been updated and it looks really cool.
Yeah, isn't it really cool?
Yeah, I was messing around. I was like, I will do this. I did it, and I was like, it'll be fun to make assets one at a time. Then I tried to make something else for a different map, and I was like, fuck this. I'm never doing it again.
That is so rad, though. I love it.
It's technically not to scale, but it's a landmark on a map.
It looks badass.
Sure.
It's fine.
It's totally not to
It
scale.
kind of spells out the word no in the shadow as well.
Yeah, it's like Dagdom ? No.
No.
I was gonna have it do the A-OK thing. It's like, hey!
The little
Hey!
Hey, we have a Twitch follower. I don't know if they're watching right now, but if you are, hi.
Hi!
Hello.
You having fun?
I can't get over that Coda comment. Dear
I
fucking God.
know. Thanks for that, Amy. I appreciate
1 second, guys. Someone's at my front door.
You're welcome, I suppose.
Guys, I really want to get in a fight, right now.
What does it do?
You want to use the cube!
Oh my
We
god,
both
it's
have
so
fun
good.
new toys to try out.
Well, look, I'm sure we'll find something to fight in this awful hellscape.
I'm confused looking at this map. Where do you guys think Yuria actually is? Is it the black line up to the very top right, or?
Well, not even that. Just going off the fact.
Here.
Yeah, just going off the fact that this is even in character, we don't really have a clue. We're just assuming, because this is where Dagdom was, Yuria is over this away.
Yeah, it could be anything. Because it's just like a kind of a nothing world where things fall in the cracks, so it could just be all rearranged and messed up.
It would be really cool if we walked for way longer than it should have taken to get to Yuria, and then we noticed that the ground was covered in salt, and we're like, oh, the ocean is gone.
Oh man.
Sorry about that, guys. Oh, what's all manning? Who's all manning? What are you guys doing?
Just cool aesthetic stuff. It doesn't matter.
Shit. Yeah, no, I thought people were here, and then I got a knock on the front door, and I was like, if you guys are here, who's been making all the noise in the house? I was like, oh fuck it, if I get axe murder playing D&D, that's a solid way to go. So you guys travel, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I request a traveling tune from Izzy.
Well, Izzy.
Yeah, she plays a traveling tune.
Nice.
Now it's a road trip episode.
It's 500 miles.
Yeah, now it's a road trip episode.
You guys,
the YouTube video.
You guys travel for about 2 days on foot. You kind of think you're making good time. You're like, yeah, we're nearly there. This is good. This is good. Remember when I used to take a week and a bit? Normal Yuria? Oh boy. But it's going fine, guys. It's night. Camping. Who's on watch?
I assume. Sorry to interrupt. I assume the torchbearers are the torchbearers with us.
Yes.
Cool. Just checking.
Real quick.
Why did you pause? Why did you pause?
Why did you pause?
I don't know, maybe because I thought Rizbit was too busy axe murdering them.
Hey now. That was meant to stay in secret, Darren.
No, because I paused because I was like, yes, but they're wearing their "I love Elizabeth from BioShock" t-shirts up. But yes, they are with you.
Yeah, I get you.
But yes, they are. They're kind of like, like, because hey, you guys don't have food. It'd be handy if you guys had a cleric who could create food and not let you guys starve to death.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be class. But yes, they're with you. But yeah, so who's on watch, guys? It's nice. The lights are pretty. The whales are singing. So you're on.
I see nothing. I'm blind.
Oh my!
You're distracted by your new toy.
Please help.
Playing with the Sparky Spark.
You're too busy playing with yourself.
Oh! How dare you? How
That's
uncouth.
probably fine. Ugh. Coda, could you be a darling and give us a con save?
I sure could. Not 20.
Nice.
2 crits in a row. If I was Virion, I probably would have exploded by now.
Probably. Coda, you sit, warming a sausage that apparently you have now on a stick by the fire.
He was warming his sausage a minute ago.
Hey ho! Hey. That's like, wow, in a desert. God damn it, Coda. Jesus, that's just like asking for trouble. But anyway, off in the distance, you don't hear it, but from this direction.
I like that laugh.
You're looking there, you're in the fire, and you're like, golly gosh, that sure is a fireplace in front of my face. It's almost like I'm point blank and it's blinding my eyesight, so I can't see this gigantic...
I'm just like, my face as close as possible to the fire. I'm just burning my eyeballs ever so slightly.
You're trying to figure out how fire works, because
how would I
bullets.
harness this for a bullet? Yeah, no, it's also that I'm heat resistant, so I have to get real close to feel the benefit of a fire. So Dan, what's biting me in the dick? Oh good, this.
You're sitting there, and you're like, whoa man, that's it. And like a shockwave that blinds you from like just a wallop you get in the face. Ear piercing smash. You don't go flying, mind you. You take a total of 4 force damage.
4 force damage?
Yeah, because of that thing. But in the distance, you can see, like, basically, the northern lights that are currently in the sky? Near the giant obelisk-y tower, they're kind of like warping and fluctuating and kind of like deep reds and purples, like that kind of hue. And like, you kind of hear like, whoa! And another shockwave is coming, so can I have a con save from everybody? Oh, wait, you guys are asleep, so you guys automatically fail.
Oh. Thanks.
Do I have to make another con save?
You do indeed, because you're standing.
Come on, Dakota.
Come on, the boy.
If I'm not off my... Oh, good.
Coda, you take 4 force damage. The rest of you take 8 force damage, guys. And with a thump and a wallop and some sand in your friggin' eyes, you are like, lying there, sleepy, content. And all of a sudden, you're no longer lying there because you're in the air, flying through the air, as you smash down into the dunes.
Ow.
What the hell, Coda?
I didn't do it.
You're meant to be keeping watch and stuff and shit like this happening to it.
You're running. Something in the sky.
Can we see what caused it?
Yeah, as you guys kind of like stand here, feet, and you're like, "What is going on?" You can see in the distance the the tall tower, the dark tower, and the U's shifting, and you see it kind of like start to fluctuate and pulse again, and it's almost like the very color of the world means, bar that you, and you see like an absolute like gargantuan like shockwave just emit, and it's like, you know, you can see the sand being like thrust up as it's coming towards you. So you reckon you've got like a couple of seconds to be like, well, golly gee, jeepers, Batman.
Is there anything to hide behind, like a sand dune, a rock, anything?
Give us a perception check, Izzy, gal.
Can I also do the thing?
You can.
I'm gonna mold earth to create a 5-foot deep hole, and I'm gonna jump in the hole while yelling, "Get in the hole!"
Another nat 20.
I jump in with him.
Can two people occupy a 5-foot hole?
I
This
mean,
bit's real
it's
small.
it's a 5-foot cube, so if we crouch down, like it's 5 foot on the sides as well as 5 foot deep.
I'm sure we did that last week. We had a few people in multiple holes.
Jesus,
Yes.
Coda, the fucking
This is
gnats.
the
Like.
third nat 20 in the last like 4 rolls I've made here. So this is
Oh,
crazy.
oh my god, Amy, or not Amy, sorry, fucking Laura, we
It's-
didn't even discuss the concept of elemental misfires.
We did not. We will at some point, not now. This is that
No,
thing. You know
exactly.
how Coda can like only do real good sword fighting when no one's looking. I can only roll nats all the time when Neil isn't here. I can only be good.
Like
when Neil
Coda,
isn't here.
yeah, Coda stands up like when and rubs the sand from his eyes, just with a shriek. He's like, "I can see through time." Also, there's a sand dune that looks like it would perfectly house our faces over there.
I head towards it
I go to
immediately.
that place that I just noticed.
Cool. So, yeah, the torchbearers are close behind. And they're kind of like, "Oh golly jeepers!" You kind of guys like, you know, dive over the sand dune, and like Vigilance kind of leaps, and like she's like in the air, and like, you know, Grace just pulls her down, and as she pulls her down, the shockwave kind of like, and like you guys are kind of deep down in the dune, and it's like the top of the dune just gets like obliterated. Yeah. Those of you in your foxholes are fine. You kind of feel the shockwave like press over you, like, you know, it's screeching in your ears. You can't hear a single thing. And, you know, a couple of seconds pass, a couple of minutes, and no more shockwaves.
I get out of the hole and head over to where the others are. What did you do, Coda?
Nothing. It just started from that tower, maybe.
As Coda says started, like literally on the delivery of the word started, it begins pouring rain.
What did you do, Virion?
Don't look at me.
We're just accusing each other of everything now.
Oh, the whale's gonna fall out of the sky, because that would not be ideal.
Actually, yeah, Darren, is it raining or is it like the sort of sea water falling?
You can't tell the difference, but the whales aren't plummeting, if that's what you're worrying about.
That's good.
Like, if one were to hold their tongue out and taste test, it might reveal.
Is it heavy?
It is indeed, yeah, like, it's kind of like pouring, sort of.
Can I use my like vision of seeing through time to find a place that is sheltered?
I'm sorry, Laura, you'll have to re-roll.
Oh, I'm never gonna match that.
I really hope you get like a 1 now or something. Oh, that's fine. There be hills here. Oh, no, that's the wrong two. Here. You guys notice hills, caves, like, you know, like you. It's definitely hills and mountains, so you're like, there could be a cave. You reckon in the current conditions, it'll probably take you about like 40 minutes to, like, you know, run there.
Well, it'll take Rizbit about 3 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Poor Izzy.
Should we even bother, or will we just wait it out?
Well, if it stops as fast as those shockwaves did, it's not worth going, but I'd rather not be stuck out this all night.
Alright.
Are the caves like massively out of our way, Darren? Or the hills?
No, like that's what I mean. Like they're like a 40-minute jog kind
Not
of
like a
run.
40-minute in the wrong direction, kind of like.
Well, it's basically if you're walking forward, you have to go directly to your left.
Yeah, okay, so we're not going back, but we're not going forward. What do you think?
You don't do it.
To everyone generally.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't want to be in the rain all night.
Yeah.
Well, I am dry, so I don't mind what we do.
Nice for you.
Isn't it?
Well, could you make us one of those tunnels you make and put something over us? Can you shape the earth into a sort of roof? Or...
Oh! Sorry, Isidora starts clapping her hands together. Everyone get together.
Okay.
I haven't done this before, it might be cramped. And
I
then...
really like expecting Amy to just like, I fireball the floor.
I'm going to cast Layman's Tiny Hut.
Ooh.
Do tell us what that entails specifically.
10-foot radius immobile dorm of force springs into existence around you. 9 creatures, so I think that's not...
Yeah.
There's not 9 of us. The atmosphere stays comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside.
That's awesome.
And I'm also going to make it sort of like a darker opaque color so it's not as immediately obvious from the surrounding area.
Mm.
And she looks very pleased with herself. She hasn't done this before.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Well done, well done. Right,
Should have done this beforehand.
how long does that last? Sorry, Amy, I'm not sure if you said.
8 hours.
8 hours, cool. So you guys want to rest there?
Yeah, sounds good to
Yeah.
me.
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. 8 hours, or like the appropriate, a couple hours pass. It is now like, quote unquote daytime.
Is it
I
still raining?
dismiss the hut.
You dismiss it is still raining. Do you dismiss the hut?
Well, we can't move.
Oh,
I can't like bring it with us.
Oh,
It's still heavy.
No, it's just more just rain now, like generic in quotes rain. Does just out of curiosity, Amy, does that hut stop like intruders or anything like that, or is it just literally a shelter?
Let me
no one
double
can get
check.
inside, and if anyone leaves, then Amy knows about it.
I think no one can get in, and if someone leaves, they can't get back out. Let me
Oh
double
wow,
check.
no, okay, good.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
cool.
It's a thing that Axel always uses in RD.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll double check it if we need to use it again. Yeah, it says all other creatures are barred for passing through it, so...
That's bloody awesome. Cool. Well done. Nice thinking, buddy.
Rizbit. Coda!
So you kids progress. You travel for a few more days. It's quite like it's not uneventful. No beasts swarm you or anything. You do, through careful eyesight, notice the anomalies you were told about, the swirling sands. You sidestep them with ease. Like once or twice, you kind of come close to stepping in. Someone's like, "Hey, buddy, what's there? What's the sand?" Like, "Oh yeah, sorry." No one kind of gets sucked in or anything. It's all good. A few more days pass. The torchbearers are complaining about their feet hurting. It's like, "Why have you forsaken me, Bello?" And as you're progressing, you notice that something's off. A sight you should have seen long ago by now is not on the horizon. You do not see the giant tall walls of Yuria that you would normally see in the distance as you approach the city. And you're kind of like, what the heck? And it's only until it's too late and you're kind of right at where you would know Yuri to be that you notice that the walls aren't, piercing the skies or anything like that. And you find yourself at the decrepit ruins of the once proud Yuria.
Is it at all recognizable? Like, do we know where we are in the city?
For the sake of just like explaining it, we'll hop back to the Yuria map, which we haven't seen in so long. Gosh.
Oh god, I miss it.
You guys are coming in. You guys are about here. This little area. That kind of side of the area.
I never thought these walls would fall.
Everything falls given time.
Darren, is there even like any identifying mark so we can say, oh, we're in this district or we're in this district?
Well, yeah, it's a case of like there's before you have an incredibly ruined city. It's just the walls aren't there. It's like, you know, there's ruins of a wall, but like they don't pierce the sky. Like the whereabouts you guys are, it's like the walls have been reduced to like your knee height kind of thing. But it's quite clearly like, you know, this was once a city before you. I was just more like, you guys enter. Is that it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, one second.
I guess we should just look for the madmen. Perhaps we will find them near the rich district where the guilds were.
If anything powerful and residual was left here, it would probably be around the guilds. There's always rumors that the Mages Guild was built on something powerful. Perhaps there's a magic there still, even after all these years.
It is worth checking out. So can we like go through the city towards where the guilds are, but be on like high alert?
Yeah. So it's a case of like you guys are taking your time, but like you, in the sense that like nothing can get the jump on you. That kind of thing. You guys travel through Yuria. The ones like, you know, taking familiar routes, like Coda especially. Yeah, because you're the out of the. Is Virion? Is Virion from Yuria? I can't remember. Andrew.
He is not. I don't think
Cool.
he's even from the continent. I think.
Yeah,
he's from,
technically,
like,
yeah.
far away.
Yeah, he's just
from fancy Italy.
Yeah, he's literally yeah, he's just like not from around here, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, like so familiar streets that would be very familiar to Coda are now once like, you know, somewhat alien. The only thing that, you know, grants or greets you for quite some time is just like deathly silence. Deathly silence, the wind, and you occasionally hear like, you know, a rock crumble and fall and hit the sand. Or like, you know, you see sand dunes or like sand being blown into your face from the wind.
Well, this isn't good.
When you guys get to like what you'd know to be here, like the middle, kind of kind of like in the near the bank, or kind of like the center of Yuria. It's often dubbed by the local youth, where both kind of like towers, both mage and mechanist would have overlooked. You come across what looks like the remains of fortifications, but they seem to have been mostly swallowed up by the sand, or like, you know, just, you know, rubble has crushed and destroyed them, that sort of thing. There's odd-shaped bits of metal, weird shapes of metal sticking out of the ground and such. Overall, it looks like an immense battle took place as you step into like kind of, you're walking past like, say, the front lines of the defenses. Banksies, yeah. Banksies. When you guys step past the like defenses, you kind of like walk for about 10 minutes and you notice that there's more defenses, but they're facing the opposite direction.
Looks like a last stand happened here.
Well, I did say there was civil war.
Should we press on and...
Can I investigate the metal?
Cover. Yeah, there's like something off about like some of the armaments that are jutting out of the sand. Coda kind of like brushes back, messing with it, like just having a general look because it looks kind of like mechanist tech because you assume it is because it's metallic in nature. And as like he brushes past the sand, he kind of notices that whatever this long piece of metal is, it's like going deep down and it's kind of cylindrical. Yeah, it's that shape. Deep into the sand.
I'll kind of like excavate it out a little bit if I can.
Yeah, it'll take some time if you don't mind, spending some time to do so.
I'll ask Virion to help with this. Is that a cantrip or a spell that lets you dig out the earth a little bit?
It's a cantrip.
Okay, I'll ask you to help out then a bit.
Yeah.
Well, before you do, can we, would we be able to tell if this is similar to what we found before?
Similar to which specific
to the hand.
Oh, I get you. It could be possibly the same metal. It is certainly like a reinforced type of metal alloy.
And is it like the same kind of shape?
No. This is very long and cylinder, whereas they're not kind of like
is, but I want to see.
kind of not like a stubby chunk of metal as the other ones were.
Okay.
Virion, are you using the cantrip?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that's just basically excavate it quicker, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like large chunks. Yeah. So Virion does his thing.
Oh, wouldn't it be so cool if it was like a statue of someone named Icarus Darrow who did all these famous things, and it ended up being Kit's son?
I think it's the barrel of a gun. Okay.
As the earth is thrown away, you notice that this piece of metal is actually connected to, like, its design is rather large, as in to the point where like it's about as thick as Rizbit's torso. It's a barrel, like it's a cylinder, like it's got a hollowed out middle. As Virion is ripping out the earth, you notice that this long tube of metal is indeed attached to a wooden box, and on the sides of this wooden box there are wheels.
It's a cannon?
It's a cannon.
Well, yeah, you guys have known it as a cannon, but no one else. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, for all intents and purposes, before you guys, in terms of imagery, is a cannon.
Hmm.
What do we do with it?
Would we, particularly Coda, would we know whether or not cannons were common use in Yuria?
Cannons did not exist. I will tell you that out of character.
Oh, of course, they wouldn't. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I didn't even think of that.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Oh shit, it's 10:30. Right. Fuck it. With this lovely discovery, we'll break because it's 10:30. So, yeah, guys, those watching, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, give or take each side of that 10 minutes. But yeah, see you then. Awesome. So, guys, the thing in the sand.
Yeah, I want to just kind of like. I mean, looking at it, do I kind of know what this is? Like, I've kind of just immediately gone like, yeah, this is definitely kind of like what I did.
Well, the barrel of it, it's like strikes, like you're like, oh boy, I've seen that kind of thing before. But like, as for what it specifically does, you'd probably have to take a few minutes to inspect it.
Yeah, I'll take a few minutes.
Cool.
I mean,
yes,
roll
give me.
Investigation. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah,
But
like,
I panicked and rolled investigation.
Yeah, you investigate. Coda crouches down, like, spends the appropriate amount of time to determine what the function of this device is. As he's doing this, Virion Meowflower.
Yes.
So, like, where would Virion store the cube?
It will probably be in one of his pockets, like inside his
Yeah, like
cloak.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because you
not,
can
like,
kind of.
just like hanging out in the open where people could see.
Yeah, no. I just mean like, is it a case of like, yeah. So like, Virion, you feel like energy, like kind of like it's kind of warm on wherever the pocket is, like on your leg or your chest, wherever, like the height wise, and like you can clearly see that there's a glow coming from your cube pocket.
I take out the cube.
Cool. Coda, as like literally at the moment that you kind of figure out function of this device is, like, and the cube being out in the air, it kind of like, zaps and sparks and arcs, and you hear like, a really like hold on, how do I describe it? Let me get the right word. Like a distant voice, but that thing they always do in like dream sequence where the voices are like kind of like that. It's kind of pulled back, so it's kind of like, hey guys, like that sort of thing.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
kind of like, I don't know. I've always in my head described it as being pulled. The voice is pulled.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah,
But you,
that kind of distortion.
yeah, like, but yeah, that kind of distorted voices, like kind of all around you. And you're kind of like, oh my god, they're over here, and it's like concentrate fire, and you're like, and like you see someone like run past you all.
Okay.
Did you cut out, or is that?
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Yeah, can you
When
hear us?
did I cut out, guys? Sorry.
No, I'm not sure if you cut out. Maybe you just went quiet. don't
I
know. Were
heard
you talking?
you cut out just after you said someone ran past us.
Oh, okay. Apologies. Someone, like, you see like a ghastly, phantom-esque depiction of someone in very intricate, deep blue, kind of plate. It, like, looks really, really like beautifully crafted. It looks like like genuine. Like, oh my god, this person's a nice kind of armor, and they're kind of brandishing like this weird long thing, and they're kind of like screaming and pointing orders, and you go, you hear a big thump, and you hear it's like they're behind us, and like you hear someone be like, what do you mean they're behind us? He's like, they're coming from the tower, and he's like, what do you mean? And like someone's like, oh, turn the cannon around. Like like chaos is going crazy, and like you hear like an incredibly high pitched scream, and kind of in like the ghastly person in plate you see, you kind of like, it's kind of about like 10 feet from this, say centered on this individual, you see kind of like arms of people running past. It's kind of like like a pocket, looking in sort of thing, and you see this person turn around, and like they kind of go to scream, and like just like a gigantic hand like just kind of scoops them up, and you can't quite tell if it's like mechanical or not. It was kind of so quick, it just kind of like scoops, and you hear like banging, and then you hear like, and it kind of stops, and the cube stops reacting.
Huh. So
We all saw that.
I
yeah?
figured out a new
Yep.
thing I can do with the cube.
Now,
It doesn't matter. None of this is going to happen. None of this has happened. It doesn't have to happen.
Well, who knows? This could be it could be an alternate Yuria that we're never going to be in, that we're never going to go back to. This could have already happened there.
It is still useful from the point of view of what might happen if we do not sufficiently alter events.
Mm-hmm. So what about this thing then? She taps the heel of her boot against the cannon.
It's a weapon.
They called it a cannon.
Darren, what did from my investigating, what did I kind of glean from it? That it's basically similar?
Similar enough to the point where like, if you were to like dumb it down, you would be like, someone took my thing and made its big brother. Like, you get the idea that this thing was designed to pack a punch. It more than likely fires projectile similar to your
Yeah.
bullets, like that sort of.
It's like my weapon, but I suppose bigger but more primitive. I wonder if... No, it doesn't matter. It's not going to happen, this is all.
A dream.
Should we keep moving then?
How did they do this? Where did they... I suppose... Did someone else figure this out, or did I?
Do you think it's something you could do? Given enough time.
Given the resources, I could probably do it now. But it's too similar to what I've already done. I wonder if they used my knowledge, or if someone else just beat me to it in this world. I don't know.
You couldn't have expected your invention to remain your sole property for over 10,000 years. Sooner or later, someone is going to figure it out, whether they steal it or they're simply inspired by you to come to the same discovery.
What good did it do them in the end?
Evidently not much. Let's head on. They mentioned a tower in that vision. Let's see if we can find that.
What, you think maybe it was the Mage's Tower? Is that nearby?
Oh, the mechanists.
Why don't we explore both towers and see what we can come up with? We still haven't seen any of these madmen that Matthias mentioned.
What if that was one of them?
Well,
the way
yeah.
the way he said it implied they were actually living, for want of a better term.
Okay.
Unless they are just like shades that just pop up and repeat. Although it did look like that was something that was just triggered by the cube and not something that would have happened naturally.
Maybe.
Did he
Well,
say he saw it, or was it like people reported seeing it?
Actually, I don't know out of character, I'm not sure.
So which
Darren?
hello?
We were just wondering, did Matthias say that he directly saw the madmen, or was it something that like everyone has like seen from time to time?
He reported he's seen them. He didn't speak of them if they were like, say, apparitions. Sorry, my bad, fell apart there. I believe Six might have mentioned it too. I don't think maybe he did. I can't remember. But either way, Matthias said he saw them, and he didn't speak of them as if they were like visions or ghosts or anything.
Okay, so whatever they are, they look like they're real people.
You guys were choosing a tower to go to?
I think we should check out the Mechanist Tower first.
Yeah. Does anyone have objections to that plan, or
No.
go with the one? Yeah, cool. All right. So you guys, press forward a bit more. Yeah, like again, the Rune City, like, it all feels both familiar and incredibly like alien. The only thing greeting you is sand and the quiet air, and upsettingly enough, sometimes when you step on what seems like low sound, or like low density of sand, you kind of hear a crunch as you're like walking. As you approach the Mechanist Tower, you hear like yelling, like coming from the direction of the Mechanist Tower. You're about maybe like 3 minutes away from it, around the corner kind of thing.
will I go ahead and look? See if I can find out what it is before we walk into something we're not ready for?
I think that's a good idea.
Be careful.
Just in case you get in over your head by yourself, I'll send Corvus with you, and he can alert me if something goes wrong.
Thanks. So I'm gonna sneak ahead. Ooh, that's not good.
Isidora creeps and lurks through the shadows, the non-existent shadows, of the city, like, you know, passing things that are completely and utterly just, like, you know, deleted. There's nothing but, like, you know, bits of a tiny bit of a few rocks sticking up from sand, that sort of thing. As you round the corner to what you would assume to be greeted by the Mechanist Tower, or what you assume to be left of it anyway, you see clusters, like about maybe 5 or 6 individuals, like propped up near, like kind of you know, defenses. You know, those portable defenses, like, you know, the wooden with the spikes sticking out of them, and they're kind of like yelling orders at each other and like, "Oh yeah, watch the right flank," and like, "Hold up, men! Don't give them an inch," and they're just firing arrows at like nothing. Like, they're not even aimed at you, but you can see quite blatantly that they're just shooting at like walls. And there's 1 or 2 of them like that are like kind of like swinging, but it's like their bodies are reacting as if they're actually connecting with metal, like you know, sword on sword, and they're kind of like, "Oh yeah," like that, and then like you see one of them like, quote unquote, get stabbed through the like stomach, and he's like, and like he falls over, and you like hear someone's like, he's like, "Get a medic!" And like someone like runs, like one of the bowmen run over and grab him by the scruff and start pulling him back. There's no blood, and you know, they kind of stop and like they kind of freeze in that pose, and like as Izzy's looking on, and all of a sudden they just kind of like, you know, it basically like the voices kind of like rewind, like what happened? They're laughing. Yeah, they're laughing basically. And their voices kind of like, you know, revert and like reverse, and they kind of all just stand back up and kind of like stare dead ahead for a couple of seconds, and then they just kind of like slack and then go back up to the armaments, and they're kind of like, "Oh, whoa, keep watch for the enemy, men."
That's horrible.
Yeah, Isidora's gonna win and then make her way back to the others. Darren?
Yes.
I'm gonna make my way back to the
Oh,
others.
sorry. Yes. Yeah, my apologies. I thought my button's a bit wonky. But yes, you do that.
So I'm gonna go back to them. I'm going to relay what I saw and how horrible it is. But they're certainly not like the vision that we saw earlier. They're very much alive. Well, or a measure of alive. Matthias says that when they asked people for help. So I think if we go near them, they aren't going to be necessarily hostile to us. Right?
Depends on what they perceive us as, I suppose.
It makes sense.
Well, they are in some kind of loop, so if we do approach them when they are hostile, we can just retreat, and presumably they'll forget about us pretty quickly.
That's true. Do you want to go over?
Sure. Dara and I go over.
Cool. Virion, just yourself, or do people?
No, I'll go.
No,
follow
I'll
suit?
just go with them.
I'll go with them.
Yeah, you guys like, you know, blatantly turned the corner, sort of thing. You know, and like as they spot you, they're like, "Oh, men, reinforcements!" And they're like, "Huzzah!" And they're all like, you know, cheering and stuff. And the individual, a dwarven man, kind of like, you know, pulls his helmet off, and like, kind of his armor's a little bit nicer than the others. You could maybe hazard a guess that he's like, you know, a little bit higher rank. And like, you know, he rushes over, and like, since like, you know, Virion declared he was going first, I want to say like Virion's a bit further, like, you know, just in front of the group, so to speak. And he kind of like, he's like, "Oh, we've been waiting on, you know, reinforcements forever, Command. I'm so glad you're here." Like, me and the men are like, "Oh."
Hello, my name is Major Morelli from the Yorian army. I am here to relieve you. If you want, you can go back to the barracks and you can rest.
As you say this, like, he's kind of like, and as you like start being like, you're relieved, that, like, you know, his face kind of like, he just kind of like resets, and kind of becomes blank, and then like, you know, it's kind of silence, and then he's like, "Oh, Commander, I'm so glad you're here. The reinforcements. It's about time. Me and my men are like, we're down to our last quivers, sir.
Okay, that's not going to work. Report.
He's like, oh, the enemy forces are all around us, sir. We've like held back to the tower. Those goddamn turncoats are held up in the central bank area. It's a massacre, sir. It's awful. There's one of the machines is roaming the city. We've caught sight, but it hasn't came near us. We've count ourselves lucky.
Yes, we just came through the central bank. We saw one of that horrid machine grab some of our men. We heard reports that they're coming from the tower now.
I was like, this tower, sir?
I believe so. I think you're about to be overrun.
He kind of like, goes blank in the face again. He's like, Virion, your chest is buzzing again. Or sorry, you're like, I don't know why I assumed it's like a chest-high pocket, but same as before.
Message.
I checked my voicemail, Darren.
It's actually in more intensity at this point, where you actually see like some of your like the fabric is actually singed. You hear one of the bowmen go.
I cast mending on my clothes before I listen.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. As you're holding the cube, like you hear one of the bowmen scream, "Hand!" And you see that like the cube starts to, and behind you hear, as like you see buildings behind you start getting like whatever is left of buildings get smashed, and you see like the fragments of like a fist. Like a giant fist coming through the building, and it's coming at you guys at like record speeds. Can I have a deck save, please, from everybody?
Ghosts are real.
Oh no.
Yep. Rizbit does not do deck saves.
Isidora, Virion, you guys take 8 damage. Rizbit, Coda, you guys take 17 and are like basically knocked 15 feet backwards as this like ghastly gigantic fist kind of goes. Virion and Isidora basically managed to like dive out of the way at the last second. As like Virion, you kind of like roll to the side, like the cube is kind of in full view, and like as the arm passes, or the hand, sorry, passes past you, it kind of like becomes full view, and you can see it's like this gigantic mechanical like hand like swings past, and as it kind of like gets past Virion, like Virion maybe perhaps being the like epicenter of like the eye hole peering in sort of thing, it kind of fades out of existence again. Like, some of the bowmen are struck and like smash against the wall like with such velocity that like like you would assume that like whatever part of their body that was on the inside should now indeed be squashed all over the walls, but they just hit the walls and they slap down and stand back up and kind of like oh, to arms, men, and they like take up position leaning against the wall kind of thing with their bows out.
Darren, now that we have a closer look at it, does this hand look like the one we found in the desert?
Possibly not the specific hand, but it certainly looks mechanical and very large.
And it's the same size?
Yes, give or take.
Cool.
Is this kind of like loop thing, is it similar to any kind of undead thing that Virion would have heard of before while worshipping Raven Queen?
I don't think so. In my head, it doesn't. It's not linked to it wouldn't be unlinked to any undead thing.
Yeah,
no.
like it wouldn't have been discussed in temples or anything.
No, not like that. It's certainly like what Virion would see before him. It's like nothing like sets off like it's this curse by Jim, the dreaded necromancer of the West. Yeah, exactly. It's like that son of a gun. But yeah, there's no like immediate like this is an undead thing.
The vilest necromancer in all the Western lands. Terrible at naming things, though.
That's Tree Shin Mike.
Okay. Does anyone have any ideas?
Does that vision eventually pass the way the other one did?
Yeah, it passes like in the figurative and literal sense as it passes by Virion. Like it kind of fades out and just like tips the bowmen, and that's what smashes them against the wall and seems to have stopped.
But we like took physical damage from that.
You didn't need Coda. You quite clearly saw buildings being destroyed as this thing was coming at you, like a big proper underarm swing kind of.
When it like hit us, when we saw
so
those
it
like
actively destroyed existing buildings.
Correct.
Okay.
in
Oh,
real
that's
life,
not good.
not in like the
Yes.
vision.
Yes, no, like,
It's like
it-
I had like imagined like an outline of what the ruins would have been when they were originally, and that outline being smashed and turning into what they are now. But that's not.
the first 2 or 3 would have been like that, but then it got closer and you're like, that just hit debris. And like as it got closer, you notice that like this is striking the.
But it's gone now.
It is indeed. It's like it's that realization that like that's no mood, you know, that kind of.
The projections from the cube are stronger the closer we get to the tower. Maybe if we go inside, it will show us something more special.
Or it'll kill us.
Or it will
We can
us.
kill it.
Or both. You know, today's already been bad enough. It might as well.
I'm worried about carrying that cube any further.
Well, luckily, I'm the one carrying it.
Just be careful.
I'm always careful. He like turns around and like stumbles slightly, but like keeps walking.
Perfect.
You think they saw Corvus?
Corvus on the shoulder, like, yeah, no, dude, they're like real. Play cool, play cool, play cool.
Corvus is just like, even Rizbit saw it.
And he has one
Corvus
eye.
is totally the kind of bud who would just be like, "No, they were
They
saying
didn't
we weren't."
see, yeah.
So you guys wish to? Well, it was put forward to enter a tower. Is that the which tower, guys?
Well,
we
we
were
were heading
heading towards
towards the mechanists.
Correct, Mundo. You are like, yeah, you're kind of like nearing the entrance. Yeah. So you guys progress, like, you know, as you walk past, you see the soldiers kind of like take up formation and repeat their lines again and go through the motions.
Is there nothing to be done for them?
Perhaps
What if we kill
we'll
them?
come back when we have a better idea of what's going on.
Hmm.
But it is not any kind of curse that I'm familiar with.
I would like to end this if we can, but I don't know how.
Perhaps if we knew more about why they became caught in this loop in the first place, it would give us a better idea of how to fix it.
Maybe it's because the watch is broken. Maybe
Fair.
like at this point in time, when these guys were dying, the
That's
watch
when
got
the
broken.
stopped. Or when time stopped.
When the watch stopped, which caused time to stop.
Well, the watch didn't stop, not physically. Time stopped. Or
Yeah.
broke. I am sorry, my cat is like getting inside a box of tea bags over there and I don't know how to stop it. Because I'm sitting all the way over here.
Trust me, you can't stop them.
He's like, it's like half the size of him, but he's really trying.
Put a square like piece of paper on the ground, he'll just go sit on that. And
I want to look at the tower.
Yeah, so like
The
what's
tower
the
is-
state of the tower?
Yeah, the tower is in complete ruins. Like, maybe an eighth of its height remains, kind of thing. It's like been completely like eradicated. It no longer appears as the sky. It's no longer over anyone. It's just rubble. The main gates are smashed, destroyed. As you like are walking across like the main plaza outside, kind of thing. You know, like the entrance area. You hear a crunch, and you can see like what remains of like skeletal remains, ever so slight, like the smallest pieces, like bits of fingers and stuff, in the plaza. And when you get close, you notice like the door is obviously open because the door isn't there. There are a variety of wounds in the building. Some look like it was the top was ripped open. There are circular wounds. A lot of it just looks like it'd been corroded and fell apart. And when you go in, it's a similar manner. The roof is missing. And the further you walk in, you notice that the ground starts to get like increasingly, like just plain white. And like what Coda, Rizbit and Izzy would, you guys have all stepped foot like near the start of the game.
Yes.
Wasn't it? I believe so. Where the receptionist desk would be, it's basically just like a white rectangle and a white slightly squashed down to be the top of the table rectangle on top of it. And like the back doors that would lead, like say either up or down, are like just basic geometric white shape. And when you get to kind of like the back doors, you notice that there's just like a couple of feet in, and it's just like a matte white wall is in front of you.
My friends, I have some good news. The third cube is definitely close by.
How do you know?
I get the feeling there's a bad news coming.
Well, when we were sleeping last night, I felt the cube vibrate a little bit, so I took it out to have a look. And it zapped a nearby rock, and it drained all the color out of the rock and just left it as a pure white geometric shape.
But why do you think it's close in here and not... Like, it could have been here and then by the beast.
Yeah, maybe it just got used here. Got taken.
That's
I mean,
true.
don't get me wrong, this is a good... Well...
It's a good sign if it
good
is, but I
sign.
don't think it would be. Especially as he said that he searched Yuria himself.
But Matthias did also say that the cubes are stronger when together, and the interactions with my cube are getting stronger.
Well, it's a good thing we took a detour then. Should we keep looking around?
Yes, let's press further into the tower. Maybe follow the
Carefully.
source of this white.
Darren, like, just from what I know of like, the inside of the guild, like, the walls were all like kind of living, like machines,
clockwork and all that jazz.
but I'm assuming they're all like super dead.
No, there's like the walls are just like white, just like rectangles.
Oh, the whole thing. There's no like the whole
Yeah,
thing's like that.
Like basically, like as Virion said, like let us progress forward. Like the hallway that would allow you to press forward is basically just like the only way I can like say it is someone forgot to draw the rest of the map. Like it's just a white wall. Like you get a couple of steps into the hallway and there's just like a wall in front of you and that's it. Like and when
It's
you like kind of like
Wile E. Coyote with the tunnel is just painted on.
yeah, like that. Like you go up and like you tap it kind of thing and it's like hard as rock. It's just like okay.
Can the cube undo this, or can it only drain the life from it?
I amn't even sure how I drained the color in the first place, or if it was even something I did. So trying to undo it could be very dangerous. But I'm willing to try.
No, let's not. Let's just look around and see if we can see anything else.
Are there any other pathways out of this room?
There is basically a hallway that would have been on the right of reception and on the left of reception, and it's the same dealio.
So the entire tower is basically a no-go at the moment.
It certainly seems that way.
You have not unlocked the ability to reach this area.
It is not available in the demo.
You are not high enough level to be.
We clipped into it and it hasn't loaded properly.
Hold on, guys. I gotta save and quit back out.
Have we tried turning the simulation off and on? That's all I'm gonna say.
Even if we look around the area that we're in, is there anything like of note or of worth?
There is a few like scratch marks and blade marks in some of the flooring that like begins to turn white, kind of like a soft layer of it. But other than that, it's basically the lobby that you guys would know. But the front of it is basically a rune version of it, and the back bit of it is just a distinct lack of textures.
And there's no way to go, because this is a tower, there's no way to go up, there's no stairs or anything like...
Well, there's no up above you, it's basically like roofless.
It's all completely gone. This is just the first like entrance lobby place.
Yeah.
That's it.
Basically, yeah.
Does the cube react anywhere in the room? Is there anywhere it feels different?
Darren, I just like take out the cube and like hold it in my hand, walking around the room to see if anything happens.
Nothing. It is like the same old matte black cube it's always been.
It doesn't look like it's reacting to anything here right now.
So I suppose the other one was used here and taken from here?
Perhaps.
I wonder, maybe the mages attack the mechanist with the cube.
So maybe we should go to the Mages Guild?
Yes, we can always come back here later if that's a dead end.
Oh, we were planning to go to both anyway.
So we cut across to the Mages Guild.
Cool. So you guys cut across them.
At least we definitely know the cube was here at one point.
So you guys get to the Mages Guild. Yeah, it's the same kind of dealio. The room, also 90% of the tower is gone. And that kind of thing. The lobby, which you guys would have seen as well from your minor library, it's a bit better condition. Like there's a few more textures. The devs included it. As you guys press forward, the only hallway that doesn't seem to be completely eradicated or covered in debris is the one that originally pointed towards the library. So do you guys wish to proceed? It's essentially the same debris, like destroyed, riddled, sphere-like holes and everything. There's some giant blade marks kind of thing along the walls, but other than that, it's pretty vacant.
So there's nowhere here that's like drained of color and depth.
Not that you can see, no.
Okay.
Do you guys wish to progress down to the library? Yeah, cool. So you guys progress down a relatively familiar hallway, again without the rules and stuff. That you know that when you take a right at the end, it leads to the library. When you get to the corner and take a right, you notice that instead of the library, you're greeted by steps.
Like going up or down?
Going down, just cobble stone kind of things, and it kind of goes down into it's just going straight down for about maybe 10 steps, and then it starts to curve, and it looks like you descend a spiral staircase, very wide spiral.
We distinctly remember the library being here.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so this isn't something that's done since we visited.
Or it's just a different mages where they happen to build the library somewhere else.
Right, yeah. I want to go down.
Think about it. Let's just keep going.
You guys take the spiral staircase for about maybe 2 minutes, and as you can see, after about 2 minutes of taking it, you guys spiral down. You notice that ahead of you, the steps start to stop, end, and you can see they're kind of crumbling and shitty, and there doesn't seem to be any more steps. And as you're kind of walking, wait, are they ending? You kind of see a small bit of the stonework break off and fall, and it falls for about maybe 3 seconds, and you hear a sploosh.
That sounded like water.
Can we see any further down?
It is pitch black.
I have dark vision. 60 feet.
Coda, 10 feet below you is jet black, inky liquid.
There's no land at all to stand on, no ground.
No, beneath those stairs is just like what like the size of the room. It's got like a 30-foot diameter, maybe no 40-foot diameter. That's kind of how big the wide space is. There just seems to be like jet black, liquid. It's not moving. It's just you can clearly see like that there's some sort of liquid below you. And also, like, Virion wouldn't be able to see a single. He's human, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virion. It's just like darkness below you.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Oh, and so, yeah, goblins have dark vision. Like,
I'll walk in front then, so make sure they don't just walk off the edge.
Yeah.
I think I have a torch in like my adventures bag or whatever.
Well, I have 10 if you want one of mine.
We'll just light a torch.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you guys, you spark up the torch. Light illuminates. You guys can see the stonework a bit better. The walls, bit ruined, bit run down. Staircase, a bit more so, a bit cobbled together. Not the best quality. As you progress, a few more steps, you notice that the staircase kind of breaks away. You can kind of see the flooring is gone. But again, now that you have the torch out, when you take more steps, you see bits of the stone break off, and when it hits the liquid, it kind of stops, sludge plop, kind of slowly sinks.
Ooh, it's like a thick liquid.
Very thick, inky, jet black liquid. One might even compare to tar.
Oh.
Well, I suppose the beast has been here.
Well,
So the beast has been in one tower, and the cube has been in another.
didn't Matthias say he suspected that people summoned the beast?
Hmm.
And if anyone's going to
And
do that,
the Mages Guild is probably where they would have done the summoning.
you think down there is where it originated?
Who knows?
I really can't judge. I want to, but I can't.
It's okay, we'll judge for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The stupid Coda, eh?
Mhm.
Made a deal with the devil.
What was he thinking?
And he
Find
said,
out.
unleash it upon the world.
Yes.
What's that?
That's what?
He points to the left of the staircase.
Yeah, basically from the outs. So on your right side is the wall. On the left is just nothingness. It's kind of open, and you can see the other side of the wall. But from the top, or from the side of the step, the step, you can see a very finger thick, tar-like vine just slowly creeping up over the side.
Nope.
Isidora goes
Let's
back
go.
up the stairs.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go back. To somewhere where we can't fall into tar, if it should happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna retreat.
You retreat safely.
Do we pass a super fun happy slide lever?
Super happy fun stuff.
Andrew, I'll be completely honest. I was so tempted. so tempted. Every fiber of me was do it. But no, you guys reached the top of the tower. Not knowing the
Okay.
giant black tendril hand that was centimeters away from snatching whoever's last in line.
I have a feeling it probably would have been Rizbit.
You guys find yourselves in the lobby of the Mages Guild once more. What is your plan?
There's
Is
no
there
way in.
anything? Go on.
No, I was just saying again, like, there's no way up. Like, is this just the first floor again, or is there like a way up in this tower?
There is no way up. Like the hallway that you like, even though you were only kind of there once, you all kind of have like relatively okay memory. Would have known that there would have been a lot more hallways, doors, and options to you when you rounded that corner. Yes, the only thing that was there to greet you was these stairs.
Well, if there's nothing immediately available or obvious to us in the Mage's Tower, I suggest we leave and never return.
I would agree with this statement.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go outside the tower.
And never come back to the tower.
Yeah.
Set it on fire. Call lawyer and hit the gym.
Does anyone have any ideas for what we can do next?
Call the lawyer.
It feels like with every scrap of information we get, it just opens up 100 more stupid fucking mysteries that we don't have any way of understanding.
It does seem quite the conundrum. Maybe the watch headquarters will have some information on what was happening that led to this.
Maybe records.
Isn't like all like books and stuff gone?
Well, most of the ones we found blank and tagged them, or the torchbearers found.
Like, it's a good idea to check it out. I'm just saying. Don't get excited
Most
for
likely, almost all records will be gone. But
yeah.
we have.
We can also
nothing.
look. We can look for more signs of the cube.
Did we ever ask Matthias?
Sorry, what?
Did we ever ask Matthias about like the fact like all are besides the Torchbearer one had no writing in them?
He said it was because this place was like memories. Everybody's.
Or a dream.
Oh, true.
It's just pieced together. It's not real. It's not.
But that doesn't make sense then. If the Torchbearer thing,
Well,
the
perhaps.
Torchbearer book would be from memory, because like nobody could remember a full book.
Perhaps it's just information that's relevant to the person. I mean, at some point in their lives, they came across that book, and therefore it's part of this world because they're here.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of this, but it doesn't make sense.
So watchtower, watch place then?
Where's the watch headquarters again? It's the like sword thing, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yarp. You guys kind of beeline to it. It's incredibly quick to get to it because basically, hold on, let me get my drawing tool.
Basically, there's no buildings in the way.
Everything in the red is gone,
Oh,
bar the
really?
tower.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
it's essentially like, you know, the occasional doorway and stuff.
That's just kind of more a residential area, yeah?
Indeed. When you get to the City Watch HQ, you notice it's quite similar to the other buildings where the doors are like kind of like clearly gone. A lot of the buildings are heavily wounded in quotation. Yeah, and before you, like when you enter, the only thing that greets you is silence, sand, and nothingness. It's exactly how you would remember it, but if someone had basically plopped a load of sand in it as an elaborate prank.
So
Are there any,
funny.
like, books or records? Or...
Yeah, like Karen's like desk where like she might have kept
Karen.
memos. Karen, God bless her. Yeah, you kind of like just pick up like something that could have just been like, oh, news reports today. Like you start thumbing through it and it is indeed blank.
So, slums?
We'll finally go to the slums.
It's what Tenchu always wanted.
I suppose at this point we're just looking for like any sort of clue, another vision from the cube, signs that the other cube is here, anything.
I wonder
Yeah,
if...
we're pretty much grasping at straws at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, no, my hunch is probably wrong.
No, you say that. What is it?
No, just about the information perhaps being able to be read if it's relevant to the person. I just wonder, is there anything in the city that we might find? I don't think so. If all of this is going to be blank.
You mean if we were to come across something that might mean something to one of us, we might be able to read it?
I don't know.
We can try and find your parents' shop.
I don't know if I want to.
Let's go find the Darrow skeleton.
Guys, quick confirmation, please. Virion, your pocket on fire. Near enough. Whose AC does 15 beat?
Me.
Okay, kiddos, let's do this.
Oh no!
I'm all good. Rizbit walks out of the room, doesn't even look back.
Thanks.
Oh shit! From the cube, like starts sparking up, and like it seems very distant, but you can also pinpoint the sound as outside the building. You hear like ready, aim, and like the entire building just gets like shredded. Rizbit, and who else? Coda didn't hit, yeah.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, cool. You guys kind of like just dive basically, action hero dive. Virion, Izzy a bit slower to dive down. You guys take a total of 13 damage as like a projectile kind of like rips into you.
Ow.
Like arrows or like the cannon we saw earlier?
And no, very small. As and the wound in your leg looks like something maybe Coda's would make.
Oh no!
They have a Gatling gun.
Darren?
Hello.
Are the torchbearers still with us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are they okay?
They're right.
They're okay. Yeah, like it's the case of like they're kind of like, oh, what is this? That's done.
Yeah, I'm just want to make sure that they're okay.
Oh yeah, you guys are with you. It's safe to assume that like if you guys don't immediately get like TPK'd on one hit, they're more than likely in and around the same kind of shit zone. Like if two of you dodge, but one of them, but two don't, it's safe to assume that maybe two of them dodge, but one person didn't. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like almost mirroring. Oh.
That's cool.
As you guys are taking shelter, like just on the floor, as like this is like, it's like the fire that all kind of came like in one big kadoosh as like bullets rip through is kind of like like bang 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 silence bang bang bang. It's kind of like slower this time. You see like, oh, get him with this, and through the door throws or smashes fire. And the cube kind of like goes into overdrive and then just stops and the fire like disappears. Like, the Karen's desk was on fire, is no longer on fire. The noises have stopped.
I think we should get rid of that cube. Put it outside of the city for now, because that seems to bring in danger. Every time that cube lights up, something bad happens.
We can't risk anyone else getting their hands on it. I know it's dangerous, but it was always dangerous,
It might be our only way out of here.
I didn't mean to abandon it permanently. I just meant to bit. Like for while we explore parts of the city.
Abandon it where? We don't want to leave it anywhere where it could be picked up. I know there's no one here, but there could be. There are those
he can do his like
things in the desert they told us about.
He can there's points to Ryan's like he can do his like hide things in the sand thing. Put it 5 feet under and then put the 5 feet of sand back on top.
If we don't want to walk around the city with the cube, I would gladly take the cube and wait somewhere, but I don't want to leave the cube.
I don't know if we should leave you on your own with it either, if it's gonna hurt you.
And like, I know we are getting hurt, but this is also the only way we're getting even scraps of information.
That is true. It's just Laura's like, yeah.
Yeah, look, I hate this. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're
is
being
there
given
anywhere
much of a
else in the
choice.
city we want to explore? I feel like we've been to the only places I can think of where something would have been.
Besides your house.
I do think it is worth looking at your house and seeing if you find a connection to anything in there.
Are you okay with that?
We can go, you can stay here if you want. But
It
we
might
kind of do
only
need you
work
to.
with Coda. because
Yeah, I
it
just
requires-
realized that as I said it.
Yes, I'll go.
Time to be brave.
So, Coda.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm trying to think because I don't know how things went in this world, so I don't know whether to go to the house in the market district or the rich district. So I guess I'll check
Why not both?
both. I'll start with the market district.
The market district being the original.
The original
No?
house, the first house, yeah.
Yeah. You again go down very familiar streets now to you. Again, most of them being alien because they've been kind of like slashed up. What's this? Oh Jesus, man!
No,
Fuck.
no.
Coda is Anakin.
Here.
No, Coda, you are greeted not by such a grim sight. You are greeted by no sight because the buildings that you would know that are connected to that area have been destroyed. Like to the point where like they're not even an arch for a doorway. They kind of come up to about like your knee, like the walls do, and that's about it.
There's nothing here. We'll check the rich district, but I don't think we're gonna find anything.
Again, you take your time. You are greeted by no one, nothing but the silence, the wind. You pass what looks like if something with a very big sword cleaved the ground at one point. But again, a lot of the buildings, that what you know to be the current Darrow home, has been completely like demolished.
Wow.
Is there like, not to be rude, but is there even like any rubble to sift through?
No, well, there would be, yeah. Like it's like chunks, but most of it's seems to have been grounded down in the sand.
Okay.
Is that all you wish to do, Coda? Oh boy. It was just yourself and Rizbit? No? Did I mishear correctly? Or was it everybody?
You went to the house?
Yeah.
I think everybody went.
We all went.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Sorry. I misheard completely. I thought like there was a party splitting thing. My apologies, friends. Yes. So, what would you like to do, friendos?
I mean, I'm trying to think of like anywhere else even notable. While we're walking, can we look for any signs of the cube being used anywhere else?
Yeah. As you walk, comfort Coda, talk, that kind of thing. There is zero evidence that the cube has been in this like zone area kind of thing.
Okay, so maybe the mages summoned the beast, and the mechanists had the cube, and they both just hooked up.
possible.
Well, they just kept one-upping each other until they destroyed the world.
As if that's not what they were trying to do before.
Oh, I'm not at all surprised.
Maybe this Yuria didn't have a great unifying queen.
It did. Didn't, Matthias say there was a queen?
Did he?
Arabella, he said, was the last queen.
Oh, he did.
So even with her great unity among them, it all still came to this.
Figures.
So their peace isn't lasting.
Do you really think it would have?
No, but I suppose even in this, well, I don't know, maybe in this world at least something tore them apart again.
Is the cube reacting to anything else as we walk?
No, it's been pretty quiet. So, guys, a destination, if you would.
I guess the slums is the only place we haven't tried yet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we might as well look everywhere.
Yay, slams!
As you approach the slums, you get a very pungent smell in your nostrils. Smell you haven't had the displeasure of smelling since you last fought side by side with the torchbearer and 6 of them, and comrades. Ahead of you is what you know to be the slums, but a lot of the buildings have an icky tar-like substance dripping from them.
Okay.
Like, it's a case of, as you walk through the streets, like, you see the roofs and the windowsills are dripping bits of tar.
Does it look like there's tar inside them that's like overflowing out, or is it just like a residue?
Yeah, no, it's some of them look like a residue. 1 or 2 of them, like, you can kind of see like it's pouring out of the window from the top floor, kind of thing.
Hmm. And it's the same type of tar that we've seen before.
Correct.
Do you think all this is recent, or it's just always been like this since the city fell?
There's really no way to know. I say we press on and we see what we find, because everything else has been a dead end.
Well, if this Yuria is anything like ours, this is where the resistance was, or, well, they started. They may have just eradicated everything. Would have been the first to go.
Darren, can we navigate our way through this place without like getting near the tar?
Yeah, no, it's blatantly obvious where the clumps are and stuff, so you can easily navigate around it and stuff. There's more just like puddles of it every so often on the street, but you can easily like step around or over, kind of thing.
Okay.
As you grow deeper and deeper, you go deeper and deeper in. You see a building in the distance that looks particularly, A-okay. Like, it's got tar on it, but it doesn't look like it's been hit by pretty much anything.
Like, does the building just like look like a regular house or what?
Yeah, it looks like a standard stonework. Yeah, like a standard stonework building kind of thing. It's like got no discernible features bar. The stonework is nice. The wood trimmings on like the edges and the windowsills is nice, but it's got a lot of tar around it. But as far as buildings that have been ravaged in a colossal war, this building is untouched.
I want to go up to the building.
The doors are shut. You notice that they have a pane of glass in each door. In the center of it's a wooden door, and behind it is tar. Like not in the sense that it's covered. Like you can quite clearly see the building is like flooded with tar. That sort of thing.
It's just plain glass on the doors.
Yeah. And as you get closer, you kind of hear like. You hear scurrying and the like.
From the house?
Certainly coming around it. Coda, can I have a dex
Is
check?
something coming?
Aye, sure. Yeah, sure.
Oh my god.
He's distracted.
All the D20s catching up with you.
Yeah.
As Coda approaches the house, it's kind of like, what is this? Eh? Some of the tar kind of like forms itself into like a comedically sized fist, and just kind of shoots up and uppercuts Coda. Coda is launched off his feet from a particularly excellent uppercut, and you fly 10 feet back and smash into the ground and take a total of 7 damage because these dice lost me.
Rad and cool.
The house begins to move and it slowly is consumed. Like as it starts to kind of like shake, the windows kind of crack and break as like, you know, long tar-like legs kind of like jut out, and like you notice that it's kind of like centipede legs kind of thing. And the house slowly gets eaten, and before you, like, you know, staring you down is an incredibly large tar-like being with a lot of legs and a lot of eyes. And there are large crystals jutting from its body.
What kind of crystals?
Kind of like green and purpley and such like that. But more importantly, friends, can I have initiative?
You can.
Oh, Jesus, Virion.
It's alright. You probably did better than me. Oh, wow.
Oh dear, that's bad.
One sec, guys. The battle map is currently like I need to delete tokens that are hidden. 1 second.
So Darren,
yeah,
how
Fernando.
many eyes roughly?
Oh Jesus.
I'm just wondering because I know that we have like set out a rule that I get disadvantage
7.
against anything with a billion eyes.
Nah, 7.
Okay, not so many.
6
that I would
very.
not so many that I would, like,
No.
Okay.
Jesus.
Hooray.
It looks like a crystally aubergine.
Let's see who was what. Coda, you'll be starting us off, friendo. We'll probably do a round and then we'll call it because
Yeah.
it's getting. Yeah,
That's fine.
that's cool.
It looks like it's holding up a little right hand, shaking.
Yeah, it's taking this little face.
Damn you kids!
One hand is like, "Hey kids," and the other one's like, "You going down?"
Get off of my lawn.
Okay, Coda, set us off, buddy.
I like part of me wants to just like put everything into this first shot.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Do it.
So, like,
Do it.
Alright,
that.
let's have some fun.
Come on, elemental misfire.
Do it because I want to actually even be able to reach.
Okay.
Make up for me.
Grit point to make it advantage. Two grit points, 2 shots with advantage, both sharpshooter. The first one's gonna be elemental.
Let's do it. A 19 hits.
Oh, Coda.
At least it wasn't a crit fail.
No, it wasn't, and it could have been. So the first shot that hit is elemental lightning, and it is gonna do sharpshooter damage. $18 damage, and please make a con save. Oh god, I should learn my own rules. Hang on. I believe it's con save. Yeah, con save. Ha! Alrighty. So, like, the gun hums and sparks, and you get lightninged in the face, and he is stunned until his next turn. Or the end of his next turn.
I like it. The sludge kind of like, and you see sparks of lightning, and he goes, "Ugh, I can't move." Rizbit.
Cool. 2, 3.
I mean, you've now got 2 turns to get to him because he's stunned for his first one.
Yeah. And at bonus action end of my turn, I'm going to set my sword on.
Coolaboola.
And that's it.
Cool. Isidora.
Cloud of daggers.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm going to sustain that.
As the cloud of daggers spin, they start to go clink, 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 and then you see a few of them are starting to get caught in the sludge.
Ugh. Come on, little daggers, you can do it.
You can do it. I believe in
Give
Virion.
inspiration to the daggers.
Okay, so first I am going to use a first level spell slot to hex the blob thing. Then I am going to hold up the cube.
Oh dear. I should have moved
And
away
I'm
from
going
him.
to use the cube to help me cast Witch Bolt at 3rd level. And sure, why not? I am going to use oh wait, is it still stunned or is it not stunned anymore?
No, it's done.
Sorry, what was that?
It is done.
It's done until
It
the
is
end of his
done.
next turn, yeah.
Okay, well then I will not use Tides of Chaos because I have advantage to attack it anyway. So 21 versus AC.
Hit.
Okay, so the cube is going to let me double the damage die for this. And I cast Witch Bolt at 3rd level, which is normally 3d12, so that turns into
Holy
6d12.
fuck.
Yes!
Oh shit!
Oh, mother.
Oh my
Still 2
Okay,
left.
that's
It's 2 left.
awful.
It's not. It could have been worse. It even
Virion holds the cube, it spins in midair, uses all his might to generate, and like Witch Bolt kind of hits it, and it's kind of like a prism sort of thing. Like, it strikes the beast, and it like, and as Virion's like, he looks at his hand, and he sees his skin start to shrivel around his hand a little bit, and his hand kind of looks slightly. The skin around your hand shrivels a bit, as if your hand, as in like literally from your wrist up, is somewhat older than the rest of you.
This wasn't part of the briefing, Dan.
Well, Seekers don't age, so I guess he didn't know about it.
I mean, I said it would be fun. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're
I mean,
familiar
to
with
be
the.
fair, everyone else in the party aged a bunch of years because of those ghosts. Virion is just getting his just desserts. Like, I mean, it was due to him, and this is just, you gotta take
If you
part of it. It's
if you look at
initiation.
if you look at like section C of the DM player contract, you'll notice that fun is terminology for, oh boy, strap into this
sure
wild
is,
ride.
oh boy.
But 35 damage, nice. Hold on one second.
No.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your roll, you have plus D26. What is that?
Yeah, you've written D26.
That should be 2d6.
Ah,
Yeah, so it's
Okay, well then
Turn
roll,
out a
roll.
three.
Yeah, then roll 2d6.
so it's 32 damage without the 2d.
Yeah, but that 2d6 is from the hex.
Ah,
So
Yeah, just roll 2d6 normally. It's the same.
Wow.
Never mind. Never. Oh, fuck,
it's actually
again.
worse.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah,
one
let's
more
just-
worse.
That is sure a series of rolls that happened before our very eyes. 1 second.
that's I don't know. Like Coda just took all the luck for
Okay, guys, it's 12. We'll leave it there. That's been a full round of combat. I have the initiative here. Coda, you'll be up next, just for, I guess, trivia sake. But yeah, guys, good game. We found some interesting shenanigans and oddities.
we sure did.
Oh boy, we did.
It could
I
be.
like this crystal bug.
I mean, it just had a house, but I'm sure it likes you too. Maybe it's a bit.
When
Been
you
fun.
when you were like, oh, there's a building in the slums untouched by the like shit, I was like, oh, is this some sort of like secret Warforged like machine god temple we're gonna find? Like, no. It's just covered in bug. It's just covered in sludge bug.
It's just not a fun time. That's
Just
that is.
No, it's
Good
not
old
a friend.
sludge bug.
Cool, guys. Good game all round. GG.
God,
Enjoyable.
yes,
I liked it. Yeah, no.
Night
Night
stream.
stream. Good night stream.
Yeah, Jim.
Join us again.
Good night.
Potentially, same rat channel, same rat time, but potentially different rat day next week. We're not sure.
Yeah,
yet.
potentially Thursday. See how
Potentially stream on
everyone's fine.
Thursday, because
yeah.
reasons. Yeah. Bye.
Exactly, yeah.
Bye.